The old mailbox stood at the end of Maple Street, rusted and forgotten. Most people drove past it without a second glance, but Emma knew better. Every Tuesday morning, she walked 3 blocks out of her way to check it. The mailbox had been abandoned for years. The post office said it was decommissioned after they built the new facility downtown, but Emma kept checking anyway. It started 6 months ago, on the morning of her grandmother's funeral. Emma had been walking aimlessly through the neighborhood, not ready to face the gathering at her mother's house. That's when she saw it, a flash of white inside the old mailbox's narrow slot. Inside was a letter addressed to her. No stamp, no return address, just her name in handwriting she didn't recognize. The letter contained a single sentence: "The most beautiful gardens grow from the deepest grief." She never figured out who sent it, but those words carried her through the hardest weeks of her life. The next Tuesday, there was another letter, then another. Each one contained exactly one sentence, words of comfort, wisdom, or sometimes just simple observations about the world. Notice how the morning light turns everything gold. Your grandmother's laugh lives in yours. Some mysteries are meant to stay mysterious. Emma began to live for Tuesdays. She started writing back, leaving her own letters in the box, sharing her thoughts with this unknown correspondent. She never received responses to her specific questions, but somehow the following week's letter always seemed to understand. Her friends thought she was crazy. Her sister said she was probably writing the letters to herself in some grief-induced fugue state. But Emma didn't care. The letters were real to her, and that's what mattered. This Tuesday was different. As she approached the mailbox, she saw an elderly man standing beside it, his hand resting on its weathered surface. He looked up as she approached, his eyes kind behind wire-rimmed glasses. "You must be Emma," he said softly. Her heart raced. You're the one who's been writing to me." He shook his head with a gentle smile. "No. But I know who did. My wife, Margaret. She lived in that house right there." He pointed to a small cottage across the street. "For 40 years, she left letters in this mailbox for anyone who needed them. She called them messages for the seekers. When she passed last week, she left one final instruction for me." He reached into his coat pocket and pulled out an envelope. Emma's name was written on it in that familiar handwriting. "She wrote this one for you months ago. Said I'd know when to deliver it." Emma's hands trembled as she opened it. Inside, the letter read, "Dear Emma, by now you know that some connections transcend explanation. Thank you for writing back. Thank you for seeking. Your words kept a lonely old woman company in her final months. The mailbox is yours now. There are others who will need to find it, just as you did. Trust that they will. With love, Margaret." Emma looked up, tears streaming down her face, but the old man was already walking away. She called out, "Wait! What was she like?" He turned back, his eyes glistening. "A lot like you, I think. Someone who believed in the magic of small kindnesses." Emma stood there for a long time, holding the letter, watching the morning light turn everything gold. Then she pulled out her notebook and began to write. The first letter would be ready by next Tuesday. After all, somewhere in the neighborhood, someone was probably walking aimlessly, not quite ready to face whatever waited for them at home. And when they were ready, they'd find the old mailbox at the end of Maple Street. They always did.